Well, here we go. This is the plastic Sherman, we call this. We call it Iron Fury as a bit of take the mickey out the fact that it was the old Fury process tank top body, and we started off with a Grant lower hull. You can see here it's all riveted, so it's a Grant lower hull. It was used for in the logging industry. It was a logging machine. And then this bit here, the upper hull, we got from Bruce Compton's front yard. It was a leftover from when we done the Fury movie. So yeah, we took the 76mm turret off and we put the 75mm turret on, so that it could look a bit more early war, because it was much more better to rent. And obviously, as per usual, we've used the CDP track, but it's here for a bit of a service because it looks like he's flogged it to Nick Mead. So yeah, this one here we put together automatic. What we used was the Cummins V8, but with an auto box. So you stick the gearbox, the manual gearbox, into third, and then run the auto box and just drive it like a car, basically. I mean, there's not a lot in here. We've done it pretty basically. We did put this big roll cage in because of the fact that I didn't quite like the idea of going off the side of the low loader with a tin plate. As you can see, it's all just a tin plate with a reinforced, which is what they made for the Sony movie Fury. This is meant to be a copy of the Fury tank, and then they filmed on the top and they didn't have to worry about actually driving the tank about. But you can see it's pretty basic. And then we used these turrets with 76mm turret, 75mm turrets. These were the ones which got blown off of the Fury tank during the battle with the Tiger. There's 6 of these made, and we've got a couple of them that are still usable for fake stuff like this. But this goes like stink because it's a looks like a Sherman. Really, it's like I say, it's a Grant bottom end, and it's only 13 ton total. The whole idea of it, if I climb in the back here and show you, is we made the whole body so that there's 3 big stainless steel bolts. There's one at the front, one there, and then another 3 on the other side. And you could literally take those 6 bolts out and take this entire body off. And the plan was we were going to be able to make different bodies, different tank bodies to stick on top of this. So we was going to make a Grant body, or a Sexton or whatever. But yeah, they're pretty crude inside the old turrets, but from the outside they look the part. Yeah, the only trouble with the 76mm turret compared to, well, the 75mm turret compared to the 76 was it was actually moulded to this casting. So when we chopped it off, we had to fit this on this 75mm turret, but it is not quite right. It's sort of got a bit of a gap around it, but that helps with some of the cooling. Same with this slot here at the back, so we could draw the air in. But the fans are on the back, sucking the air back out through the radiator, because you don't want them going the other way, otherwise it just sucks all the dirt and stuff in. Spare lifting eyes, I wouldn't want to lift off them though. You can see from this turret here the damage in it. This is one of the ones that was actually used on the movie, so it's obviously come down heavy on that side and caved it in a bit. We've fiberglassed it up, and this here is the rack, is actually for a 105 turret, and they copied this from the Bovington Tank Museum when the production made it. And if you look at Fury at Bovington, it was obviously once a 105mm, because it's got this rack on. That's the only time they put these racks on. It was for a barrel cleaning kit. So yeah, the Fury tank must have been a 105 at some point. But the whole top deck is fiberglass. You can see where it's peeling away a bit, and all the hatches are all fiberglass. All the front castings and liftings, and the barrel holder is all fiberglass. Same with this one here was actually an early mantlet, and we've screwed on the late mantlet because of well, we didn't have the fiberglass copy for the early mantlet. There you go, another Cummins V8 turbo diesel, 14.7 or something like that, I think, litre. But yeah, we literally welded the framework into the floor. There's the twin rads from the fire truck that it came out of. We run a straight through exhaust system, so it sounds like a tank when it's driving around. And like I say, because it's only 13 tonne, it's got this power engine. That's why we can power slide it around in the mud and stuff, and she really rips up the floor. I saw Nick filming this at We Have Ways Fest, and he was taking the mickey out of our square hole in the front of the machine gun. That's because it's a 36mm socket. But you got to remember, we built this as a film prop, so it's not something that we're worried about too much. The fact that the socket looks like the end of a 30 cal machine gun. In fact, that front of that, I made that out of the end of a fire extinguisher, just to give it that ball turret coax machine gun look. And the front transmission had it, the Pintle, when they use them as logging machines, they use a hydraulic system to steer, and it rips the teeth off of the pinion shafts. So we ended up having to pull this to pieces, this transmission to pieces, and change all the pinion shafts. And this transmission is actually off a M74. Hello tank, you come see what we're up to. Bit hot for you today, but yeah, I'll find the pinion shaft, show you what they look like, the ones we changed. Yeah, this is what happens to the pinion shafts when you use hydraulic steering, because normally you only use the pressure of your hand pulling on the levers, whereas the logging machinery stuff, they ended up using a hydraulic arm to pull the steering on, and what it does, it rips all the teeth off out of the pinion shafts. And here's a differential out of a Sherman that we've already changed. As you can see, we've changed the he's noisy, isn't he? What is he up to out there? But yeah, this is a differential out of a Sherman. You can see we've changed a lot of these shafts already. This one's ready to go back into another transmission. But we'll cover it up, save it getting covered in dust and stuff until we're ready to use it. And when Nick looked over this tank at We Have Waves Fest, he was going on about how the doors, it needs doors, it's all wrong. But this was, like I say, because it's a copy of the Fury tank, this is an M4A2, so it did have the grille on the back rather than the doors. So we built it correctly. It's just some people don't know what they're talking about, I guess. But yeah, I'm not sure if you can see up in there, but we've got the fans attached to the back of the radiator, so it draws the air out, so you don't end up dying of fumes inside the tank. So you can when you switch the fans on inside the tank, it's you can feel the air getting drawn in past your head through the turret, through the hatches. Keep coming. Try it.
Is that vertical?
You'll come in a bit more. Go on then. It'll be barrel heavy.
Shall I put a strap that round that then?
No, I'll just lift it. I'll just take the weight of it. Go on then. There you go, dirty grey automatic gearbox. Rivets, you can tell how the orange paint is starting to come back through. Originally this upper body, which is made of tin plate, would have been on a CVRT, which production made to drive them around. The driver actually sat on a platform just in front, so the tank could be filmed from just above the front, in front of the turret, with the guys being driven around. But was below was a CVRT. They made the Tiger tank the same. They made a few of the Tiger tanks and a few of these Shermans. I think Australian Armour Museum rebuilt one of the Tiger tanks so that it could drive around with a Scania engine in it, I believe. Go and check their channel out, have a look. This is the 76mm turret from the process tank. This is the actual Fury turret that was used on the fiberglass tank. So Brad would have been sitting on top of there with his mates. This one's a lot better copy than the 75mm turret because of it was a lot more in shot, whereas the 75s were only just used for blowing off the top of the tank during the Tiger battle. This one was actually used for them to sit on. It's got a few more movable parts, but it's still a fiberglass thing. This one's going back on it. As Nick Mead seems to want a 76mm turret, or the Fury turret. New floor, new header tank. New alternator.
Radiator roof.
Yeah.
New tank going in.
Yeah, new fuel tank going in. All the gauges work. Well, on commentary, Del.
Well, what can I say? It's got all its floor in it now, look. Everyone's going to be safe. Only safety first here.
Safety first. Yeah, as he said, like to the workshop now.
Yeah. That was on round 2. He was first go, you wouldn't believe it. First time ever fitting this turret and I got it on first time. That's an achievement. Ooh.
Yeah, but we didn't video it, Del, so it don't count. Do you want to take it off and put it back on
We
again?
both know. First time like that again. That's the first one I've ever got on.
New barrel. And guess what it's made out of? There you go, new 76mm lamppost. Looks alright, I reckon. You can't see the taper much though, can you? But it does the job.